Be seated. All right, we are back on the record with the attorneys. Mr. Mew is present along with 14 jurors. Mr. Smestad, do you have a witness? Deputy, please come forward. It's been a couple of days, so we'll re-administer the oath. Clerk will do so now.
Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give in this matter shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please have a seat in the witness chair. Mr. Smestad.
I would state your name for the record. Deputy Benjamin Trubian, who do you work for? St. Croix County Sheriff's Office. Did you testify last week in this matter? I did. Do you recall testifying that you interviewed Ernesto Torres as part of your duties in this matter? Yes. What day and where did that interview take place? It occurred day on the river. It occurred below the Somerset Bridge in Village Park where the tubing exit is. Did you record that interview on your body camera? I did, yes. Did Mr. Torres, meaning Ernesto Torres, give you some information about what he heard and saw that day? Yes. Were you present in the court when he testified, I believe, on Friday? I was not. You aware of some of the things he said? Yes. Your Honor, we're going to play a portion of Deputy Trevian's body cam of the interview with Ernesto Torres, starting at 2:35.
Let us know when you're ready.
All right, what's your name? Ernesto. You spell it for me?
E-R-T.
One second.
Anybody that's available, if they want to come down to the
E-R-T.
E-R-N-E-S-T. Oh, Ernesto.
Ernesto. Do you have any ID or anything on you?
Yeah,
8111, 8816, I'll head over there.
Is it in your cooler?
8111. Okay, perfect, thank you.
But
We're probably out of people, but if you do have any other investigative resources to assist over here at the incident location, I have a lot of witnesses here also.
10-4, 22 has checked on, and dispatch, can you send a TTY to Polk County? They have two investigators that are.
Can I see her ID too?
Who?
Is it your wife?
No, this is my wife, that one.
Whose ID is that one?
My sister?
Is that her right here?
Yeah.
That's hers. All right.
Take my wife out over there.
Not violent, but yelling.
All right, I'll talk to you over here.
Northwest, but they need to not keep her.
8222 dispatch on 1041, or Somerset.
All right. Can you kind of tell me what's going on today?
So we was outside, you know, in the corner of the river.
All right.
So he's looking for our friend look at the phone. You know what I mean? And he's all away by the group.
Who did?
What?
Who drove? Who went by the group?
No, the guy you take it.
Yeah.
He's looking by the phone in the river because we stand here in the corner by the group of the people.
All right.
And
I saw he there looking for the phone, and he was saying he's in trouble. What am I in trouble? I saw people attack him.
People to stay in their homes.
You know, a bunch of people attack him, and then I don't know what's going on.
Negative. You can cancel the
I
rave.
go
probably
in the
cancel
middle of the river.
Minnesota
Hey,
Helicopter.
come on this way, come on this way, and right away
Yeah, I believe we
the
got
problem.
the guy, so
He said that somebody
Washington
take his
County
knife
could probably
in his pocket.
Right.
Like you got a knife for carry the thing in the river
cancel the rave. Cancel
And
Minnesota helicopter.
I don't know anything.
Washington County units may return to Minnesota.
I came in, get out there. But one people have a problem here, one over here, he was here.
All patients
I
are
saw
on
one lady
scene,
coming from here
and being transported.
with blood,
We still have
All right.
Ava 6
and
here on
he
scene.
was here. He said, they're taking my knife. That's what he said.
Being
And they
transported,
punched it, he was in the floor,
806.
in,
All right.
in the water. And when I close it, not too close, on the middle of the river, he said, get out of there because we don't know what's going on. And he ran this way. And he said, they're taking my knife.
So you never saw him with the knife?
No, never.
No. Did you see anyone with the knife?
No.
No.
No, because that's what I say. There's somebody here with blood, somebody here with blood.
You just saw a bunch of people with blood?
Yeah.
All right.
I
So,
don't know what's going on.
all right.
I know they punched him. He told me they're taking my knife.
So people were punching him. Where were they punching him?
It was like right here, outside by the rock.
Yep.
By the rock, they punched it.
Yep. Where were they
Put in the
punching?
water, put in
Where were they punching him on his body?
He punched him, I don't know, in the face or here, they punched him down. And when he get out, that's when I tell him, get out there, because I don't know. I'm in the middle of the river. And he goes, hey, get out there, because I don't know what's going on. And when he coming around to us, he said, they're taking my knife. And later, we find out what's going on.
All right. So did you see anyone get stabbed or anything like that?
No, because that's what I say. They say they're taking my knife. I saw some people here with blood. And one lady in the middle of the river with the blood too.
What does knife look like?
This is a little knife, like a
So like a pocket knife, it folds
yeah,
out?
yeah, like a pocket
A
knife.
foldable one?
Exactly.
Sir, is that your cooler there?
Yes,
You mind if we look in it?
you can get it.
Thank you.
That's sort of weird because we never have problem. Never. This guy, no, we always no problem, nothing. There's a bunch of
How do you
people
know
here.
him?
Oh, he's working with me for 10, 20 years.
He works for you?
Yeah, we work together and we friends for many years. We never have any problem.
I have all of his information.
And
Do you
that's
need anything
weird.
else on this one?
He said,
Okay, we're stopping at 8:08. So, Deputy, if, Mr. Torres came in and testified last week that, Nick Bean never said that they took my knife, would that be accurate?
No.
On the small clip that we watched, did you count how many times he told you that Nick claimed that these folks took his knife?
In that portion, not sure, but in the total video, more than 10 times.
When you were talking to him, well, first off, this interview, did this occur right after Nick B was taken into custody?
Yes.
During that interview, did you ever say anything like someone tried to follow Nick up the river?
No.
Did he ever say something like somebody approached him and he was pointing at him and he yelled at him to get back?
No.
I don't have anything further.
Mr. Trophy?
Were you involved with multiple interviews of Mr. Torres?
No, just the initial.
Did you know that Mr. Torres gave multiple interviews?
I did not know.
Okay. You don't know what Mr. Torres told, for example, investigator Shapey and Deputy Williams about what happened, right?
I do not know.
Okay. And in your training and experience, can sometimes people who give multiple interviews say something in one interview and then not say it in another interview?
Potentially.
Okay. tell me if this is fair. On the interview that you conducted with Mr. Torres, the one thing that he never wavers on as well is that he saw Mr. Mew being attacked, right?
It says that he was punched or pushed, correct?
Right, and he actually says, I witnessed that happen.
Yes.
Okay. He doesn't tell you, or he mentions that he doesn't see the knife, correct?
Yes, he does.
In your interview, I want to make sure I got this right though. In your interview with Mr. Torres, it appears that he says to you, tell me if you remember this. His wife tell me he's in trouble. We go, what do you mean trouble? Yes, you see they punching his inaudible in the floor. And I go there, help. And when I say get out, get out of there. Because there's a bunch of people punching him. I don't know, that's weird. You remember that?
I remember the portion of what you're talking about. I don't remember exact verbatim of it.
So he apparently he says that he is telling or saying, get out of there, right?
He's saying that he was yelling that to Nick, let's
Okay.
get out of here.
Do you remember a conversation where he tells you that he is do you know if he's saying get out? Because he says it multiple times to you, right? That he says get out of there.
Correct.
Okay. Do you know if he's talking about Nick or he's pointing to other people to get away?
And my belief was that he was telling Nick to get out of there.
Is there anything else?
Mr. Smestad? All right, thank you, Deputy. You can step down. Mr. Smestad, who is next?
I'm gonna switch up with Mr. Attorney here, Joe.
Carlos de la Cruz.
Judge, I'm going to handle this. We're just not going to change seats.
Sure. Detective De La Cruz, please come forward. Since it's been a few days since your last testimony, we will re-administer the oath.
Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give in this matter shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please have a seat in the witness chair. Mr. Anderson.
Can you please state your first and last name?
Carlos de la Cruz.
And we heard earlier you work for the New Richmond Police Department,
Yes,
and you interviewed Ariel as part of this investigation.
yes.
So when you went to that interview, did you bring any still frames from the video with you?
The investigators that accompanied me had some various frames, still frames.
And do you recall what those showed and why they were brought?
They kind of showed correlation between some of the witnesses compared to where the events were happening. And so they were kind of brought to try to identify some of the witnesses as well as to where the people were and hopefully get some information from the witnesses if they knew who was where, who they were, what they were wearing.
Was there one that showed Ariel standing next to Nikolai when Nikolai had the knife in his hand?
Yes.
And so did you ask Ariel what he saw?
Throughout the interview that we had discussed, particularly where he was and what he could see, what he couldn't see. The picture came up after he told us he wasn't up by where everything had occurred, that he had never gotten close to Nikolai. And so that's when we showed him that photo.
And after you, so in the context of him saying he never got close, was he saying he didn't see anything Nick did?
Yes, he repeatedly said there was so many people between him and the event that it was hard for them to understand what was going on or to see anything that Nick did.
And after you showed him the photo of him standing next to Nikolai, when Nikolai had the bloody knife, did he still maintain that he didn't see Nick do anything?
Initially, he was rather surprised that he was that close. I think seeing the actual knife in Nick's hand surprised him more than anything. He then stated he didn't recall being that close to Nikolai.
And did he still deny seeing Nick do anything?
Correct, yes.
Did he ever say anything even remotely close to that he saw Nikolai defend himself?
No.
I don't have anything else.
Mr. Nelson?
You just told this jury that Ariel told, I think your testimony was he, being Ariel, repeatedly said it was hard to see. Is that your testimony?
He had mentioned that more than once, yes.
He told you, we looked over there and we saw a lot, there were two groups in front of us. He said those words. Agreed?
Yes.
He said there were a lot of people. Agreed?
Correct.
He said, I saw it from far away, was like as if they were bullying him.
That's what he said, yes.
He said, when I see it, I thought it was bullying.
Yes.
He said, they pushed him, he fell, he fell.
Yes.
He said, he got up, he being Mr. Mew. Ariel said, Mew got up and they started beating him, women as well as men.
Yes.
He said, I only saw when they were beating him.
Yes.
So despite your saying that he told you repeatedly it was hard to see, he told you repeatedly actually that he saw these two groups of people beating Mr. Mew. He said that, right?
Also, yes.
You asked him questions about Mr. Mew, correct?
Yes.
And when you asked him questions about Mr. Mew, he told you the man was a quiet person, correct?
Yes.
He told you Nick was really mellow
Objection,
and cool.
objection. It's character evidence, impermissible.
90801, prior consistent statement.
I'll overrule prior consistent statement. It's also evidence of his demeanor on the day in question. Please continue.
He told you Nick is a calm person, correct?
Yes.
Doesn't get angry a lot, agreed?
I don't know if he
Objection,
said
Judge.
that.
I move to
Oh,
strike.
sorry. It doesn't get in you, what? I didn't hear the last part of the question.
Ask the question.
Just want to read from the transcript, okay? At times, you're asking Ariel questions, correct? In
Yes.
Spanish. Ariel would answer you in Spanish.
Both sometimes, but yes.
And then you had a colleague there, correct?
Two of them, yes.
And your colleagues that were there didn't understand Spanish, correct?
Correct.
So sometimes in the moment, when Ariel would tell you something, you would turn and tell the officers, here's what he said. correct?
Yes,
And one of the times that you said that, you said, it sounds like Day he was calm too. Is he a calm person or does he get angry a lot? You
Check.
asked him that question, correct?
Judge, I'm gonna object. Can we approach?
Yes.
What, just one last quote from page 38 of the transcript. What Ariel never wavered on is saying that he did see that they were beating him up. Correct?
correct.
Nothing else.
Mr. Anderson?
He also never wavered on saying that he never saw Nick. He didn't see Nick do anything.
Correct.
Nothing else.
Anything else?
He never said the words, I didn't see Nick do anything. Those aren't his words, correct?
I would have to reread the whole transcript if those were correct or not. I just,
He didn't say those words.
Objection
I'd have to
asked and
read it.
answered. He needs to see the transcript.
The objection's overruled. Mr. Nelson, if you want to pursue that, you may.
You can't cite anywhere in the transcript where he said those words that you just said he did.
if you have the transcripts and that's what you're saying, then I would agree with you.
I'm not the witness, sir, you are. You agree?
That I'm not the witness, you're not the witness? Yes, I agree.
You agree that as you sit here right now, you don't have a memory, knowledge, information that he said what you said under oath. I never saw Nick do anything. He didn't say those words.
Those exact words, I could not recall if those what were the exact words, sir.
But even if you can't recall it, you still said it under oath in a murder trial.
Sustained. It's argumentative, sustained.
I'll move on. Nothing else.
Thank you. Investigator, you may step down. Who is the next witness?
Judge, I think defense had a couple people to call.
Okay. Members of the jury, similar to Friday, sometimes the attorneys make accommodations for witnesses' schedules. The state has more witnesses, but they are not scheduled until tomorrow, I understand.
Yes.
So rather than sending you home, the defense has agreed to call some of their witnesses so that we can continue working. So I will say, I think it's worth saying to the attorneys, I appreciate your flexibility and your professionalism to see that we can keep moving and get some work done today despite the scheduling obstacles. So we'll continue with defense witnesses. Mr. Trapasi.
Judge, we're gonna call Investigator Dittman.